Hi, this is Suzanne Ducharme, pediatric speech language pathologist and author of the new book, Childhood Speech and Language Disorders. This is another in my series of chapter overviews about the book, where you can learn just a little bit more about what's in each chapter, and hopefully it piques your curiosity. And you'll find this information useful in helping you to make a decision about purchasing the book. So chapter 2 is called Alphabet Soup and Seeing Your Child in Context. And so this chapter actually has two different sections. The first is a really thorough discussion of terminology. One of the things that I see over and over and over again is that as therapists and educators and doctors, we speak in jargon, professional jargon. We use acronyms all the time for everything, and we don't even think twice about it. It's a shorthand that you learn when you're a student, and most clinicians just carry it through their career. And for parents, especially for those new to the process, it's like learning a completely new language, all of the therapeutic terms. And so we talk in this chapter of the book about some of the really important distinctions, like the difference between speech and language, and how to discuss the differences with family and physicians and whatever. But also there's a really thorough glossary of terms that you'll most likely come across in the course of working with either early intervention or an educational setting, so that you can learn to speak the language and be able to keep up, whether it's in an IEP meeting or a doctor's appointment, because being able to keep up with the lingo keeps you processing the content of what any educator or therapist is telling you about your child, rather than struggling to manage the vocabulary. So I feel that it's really important for you to have that information at your fingertips. The second part of the chapter is about seeing your child in context. And through the course of the book, I ask you to look at your child within three different contexts. The first is their biological context, which is their genetic profile, their medical profile, and their developmental profile. All of those factors are considered part of their biological context. And it's really important that we understand what's happening biologically underneath whatever is happening cognitively in terms of their speech and their language. The second context that we look at is the social context where your child is living, and that includes their family unit, their educational setting, and their community. All of the social relationships and the social demands that are present in their whole life are really important for us to understand, so that we can figure out where the gaps are and help them to bridge those gaps and be successful communicators. The third context that we look at is the therapeutic context, and that includes who is working with your child. All of the therapists, the educators, the aides, the assistants, the teachers, everybody. And that also includes their therapeutic approach and their therapeutic style. And when we can look at the total picture of all these aspects together, we can understand so much better how to support your child and how to support you through that therapeutic process. So there's a lot more information in the book about all three of those contexts and how we use that information diagnostically and in therapy. I hope that you will click the link below to join my community. I hope you'll consider purchasing the book if you haven't already. And you can also send me a question if you have one by clicking on the link below and sending me a question directly. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you'll continue to watch these videos. Thanks.